Welcome to Exposed Turnbuckle. This is the Mac Attack, Jeff McMahon, and this is Behind the Curtain. This is where I'm going to talk about the news from the past week in WWE, including rumors. There might be some spoilers, and as well as maybe some insight into what I'm looking forward to. First off, we're going to actually start at the beginning of the week with Raw. There was some concern over Finn Balor and what he's going to do. Really, there's nothing for the Payback pay-per-view, and that was all but confirmed this week that he is not going to be on the Payback pay-per-view unless it's a very minor match. His next big feud will be with Bray Wyatt after the Payback pay-per-view. And speaking of that Bray Wyatt Payback match, there's been some rumors that it's not going to be for the WWE title. Honestly, I would be much more interested in that match if it was not for the title. As a way for Bray Wyatt to possibly pick up a win and really build his momentum going into his Raw career. Randy Orton, it wouldn't really necessarily hurt him to lose that match against Bray Wyatt. But if it's for the WWE title, it's a lock that Randy Orton wins that match. So as far as the surprise factor, I think it would be good to not be for the title on that one. But as for Finn Balor, it does look like it'll be Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt after Payback. So be prepared for some really creepy and interesting entrances and promos leading up to that match, but that should be a really good one. Going to SmackDown and Shinsuke Nakamura, same kind of boat where they haven't really done anything with him on TV, just a few packages here and there. But there's been dark matches with Dolph Ziggler for the last couple weeks now, so hopefully that's leading to a pay-per-view match at Backlash. That looks to be the direction for Nakamura. And then hopefully maybe something more televised after that. It looks like they're going to save him for the pay-per-view, though, so it should be Nakamura versus Dolph Ziggler at Backlash, which should be a pretty good match in itself. I'm really looking forward to that one. So those are the plans for those two superstars. Speaking of SmackDown Live, it looks like the WWE signed Maria and Mike Bennett. And if you watch TNA, you know, or Impact Wrestling, I'm sorry, you know how popular they have been as far as talent wise. They are really, really good. And Maria, you might know her from way back in WWE. She has grown leaps and bounds, especially on the mic. No pun intended. But that should be a very good signing. They're the new it couple of SmackDown, it looks like, as Miz and Maurice have gone to Raw. And SmackDown does need talent. As we saw, the shakeup kind of took everything they had for the most part. So this will be a very good get for them. It'll be very curious to see where they go from there. I would imagine they'll be kind of inserted into a U.S. title type layer of SmackDown. They won't be a main title act just to start, but I hope they get a good push right from the start because they will provide much needed life into SmackDown Live. The last part of this video is going to be focused on NXT. This is where there's going to be some spoilers, so if you don't want to hear the NXT spoilers, thank you for watching so far. Definitely turn it off, mute it, do whatever you got to do to not hear, but I'm going to go into it quickly. So in the next few taped shows, they actually announced a few title matches for NXT Chicago. First one being the NXT Tag Championships between Authors of Pain and DIY. And that is going to be in a ladder match. Logical next step. These guys have been feuding for a while. And really, this is a good feud ender, is a ladder match. And usually for the tag titles is the best way to do it. So I'm looking forward to this one. I just wonder what DIY can do with a ladder. I'm sure it's something special. And Authors of Pain, they're big guys, so it's very interesting to see them in a ladder match. So I'm looking forward to it. Moving on to the women, Asuka basically took out 3 people at the end of the #1 contender battle royal, and it was announced that all 3 of those women will be challenging for the women's championship. It is Asuka versus Ember Moon versus Nikki Cross versus Ruby Riott. Obviously, Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross have had their little feud. I like the Fatal 4-Way. I really do. It's a way to protect Ember Moon if she is going to be the one to take out Asuka at SummerSlam or NXT Brooklyn. It's also a way to get a lot more women involved and kind of build up their star power, because Asuka's going to leave and then the division is going to be depleted basically at this point. So a lot of these girls need to step up, and maybe this is a match that will really propel Nikki Cross and Ruby Riott as legitimate contenders. There's a rumor that Ember Moon did hurt her shoulder, which could cause a monkey wrench into this, but it's always possible they fill that spot with a newcomer, which I will get to in a second. But hopefully there's nothing serious for Ember Moon and she can wrestle in this match, but I like this match, and I expect Asuka to go over in this one. As far as the tag titles, I do expect Authors of Pain to retain. Moving on to the NXT Championship match and Bobby Roode's opponent, it's going to be Hideo Itami. I'm very excited about this because Hideo Itami is really talented, but he's never really been able to showcase it because he's been injured so much. So hopefully the injuries are behind him and he can really showcase his talent, and this will be a good step to at least put his talent out there. So I don't expect him to win. Bobby Roode should hold on to this for a while. But hopefully Hideo Itami puts on a great show and people remember or start to remember again who Hideo Itami is. So far, the Chicago show is forming. It's looking pretty good so far. So that's going to come up in the next few NXT shows. And there was a debut in the Women's Battle Royal, and that was Candice LeRae. And if you've watched PWG, or have heard of PWG, you know Candice LeRae is a top talent, and this is a huge get for WWE, especially with the depleted women's roster that they have. She spent a big chunk of time at PWG and made a name for herself. I think on the last PWI rankings, she was the number 18 woman in the world, above the likes of Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, and there's a couple others that are currently in the WWE getting pushes. So I'm looking forward to this. She is married to Johnny Wrestling from DIY, if you didn't know. So there is that connection there, and I'm sure that's probably how she got a foot in the door. But this is a very big get, and she might be the one to take Ember Moon's spot if Ember Moon can't go. It's always a possibility. It'll be interesting to see what they do there, but I'm looking forward to seeing her career blossom in NXT. The women's division in NXT desperately needs it. So those are the big stories of the week. And before I finish, I'd be remiss to not say that earlier this week, Rosie, Roman Reigns' brother, tagged with the Hurricane Helms, as well as was in the tag team with in 3 Minute Warning. He did pass away at the age, I believe, 47. And I want to send my condolences to the family of Rosie, and it is a loss for WWE. He was always a big part of WWE and obviously part of one of the biggest families of WWE. So my condolences. Rest in peace, Rosie. And that was Behind the Curtain. Again, like this video, subscribe, watch our other videos. I know Patrick just did his Hotspots and Total Flops video. Check that out. I actually really enjoyed that video, and he does that every Thursday. You got my Battle of the Brands on Wednesday, as well as Patrick's reviews from Raw and SmackDown Monday and Tuesdays. Check them all out. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Follow me on Twitter at J_McMahon, and follow Patrick at Twitter at PFaded88. Again, that is me, the Mac Attack Jeff McMahon, and see ya.